What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Got a new toy here for you guys. Very entry level, beginner charger. Something that I wasn't, kind of got thrown into this. I wanted to build a 5-inch quad, but there's just so much stuff that is involved that you don't really think of once you're in the process of building a quad. One of the things that was the last thing that I had thought of was, okay, well, battery and chargers. Now, the only thing I do fly at this current moment is I fly a lot of these little Emax Tiny Hawks. I have the Freestyle Race and S, as well as this Beta here. So the charging I was used to was these little 1S. And then this one actually came with, a 2S charger. So I was like, all right, well, I've been seeing a lot of things and with the bigger drones and, running your 3, 4, 5, 6S drone batteries. So I was really confused as far as how can that little thing charge a battery. Well, looking into it as a noob and getting into it, I decided to go with this guy, the ISDT Smart Charger, the 608AC. This one caught my attention was, one, because of the price, two, was just the amount of capabilities it has, and it's it's not one of the LCD screens. It actually has a nice readout on here, which caught my eye. So one of the cool things too, which I was reading a lot about as far as the AC DC charging and this stuff, like I said, completely new at this. Is that you needed a power supply, and one of the guys at work that I work with, he does a lot of RC cars. He does races with that type of thing. Similar, but not really. As far as the only thing that's really similar, I guess, is your ESCs and chargers. So I was confused on that, and he was pretty much going over everything with me as far as what you need, show me the stuff that he has, but he spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but he's good. He races, he does it on weekends, he's gone all weekend, and he does a lot of qualifiers. So he has a lot of equipment, a lot of batteries, whereas I just have one battery, one charger at this current time. Because you see on my other builds with my Tyro, I went over a couple things, and I'll have a full video on that as well coming up soon, hopefully. But let's get back into this guy here. So one thing that caught my eye too was just the compactness, and he was telling me a lot too. If he goes out and he's going to qualifiers for his racetracks and is going out to races his four-wheelers, it's compactness. He has a lot of big equipment, and he said it just barely fits in his truck, and he said these small modular ones are just really nice. And I like this one because it does go all the way up to a 6S, where his racing they cap out at 4S. 6S is not really a huge thing, so this one did catch my eye because it does do 6S. One downfall: it doesn't do parallel. It's only a single charging port here. You do have your USB, so you can charge out, and then your basically cable here with your power supply. Other cool thing that caught my eye too was the capability to have it, if you can eliminate this, if you get a much larger cell battery, you can plug it in there and charge it directly off that, which I thought was, pretty intuitive. And he did talk about that too, as far as, one of the things that, you want your charger to be capable of doing. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if I have this thing powered up. Go through some of the features. Sorry, I'm unprepared here. So plugging it in basically beeps at you, telling you what's going on. The readout's really cool, so depending on how many cells you have, 1 through 6, tells you your voltage per cell. So I thought that was really cool. Really simple, easy scroll color menu here. You got your task, charge, go through those: charge, discharge, storage, DC power, and destroy. Keep that in charge. You got your different chemistries, your LiHV, LiPos, I guess lithium ion, nickel metal hydrate. So you got all your basically different options. Since drones and everything, they pretty much all run LiPo. Condition 4.2. I've seen a lot of guys too, doing reviews on these that like to drop it down to 4.7. Just because they get a lot more longevity of their batteries, which is a good idea. So since the last one I was charging here was, you know, this 5S, which is basically the only one I have, it automatically recognizes it. The really cool thing too is I charged this thing up. It came, I want to say around 3.8 volts when I got it in, and it maybe took maybe a half hour at 1 amp to charge it. So it's, I think that's pretty quick. I'm used to these, you know, these little 1S ones charging 6 batteries in, you know, 20 minutes. I thought that was pretty good for just the amount of capacity that these batteries have now. I know a lot has to do with the C ratings, but that's all per battery. The only thing really different is, so when you go to plug it in, I'll show you guys here. So once you plug it into your outlet here, it's automatically going to recognize your cells. So I'm sitting at 3.9. I did run this one a little bit because I was doing some, you know, motor swaps and changes on there on my last drone, so on my Tyro. Plug it in, and we're going to go here. Basically set it to 4.7, charge at 1 amp, and then start. And the screen does change colors. Lets you know it goes from like a grayish blue to an orange, and starts pumping up your cells. And it's going to match them out really evenly. This thing is super quiet too, running at 1 amps. I mean, the fans did kick up to probably like a level 2, I would say, because you could hear it going slightly. It did ramp up to, you know, probably its second phase when the fan's going on, but then it quieted down right away once it started, you know, hitting the charge pretty good. So, I mean, you can see that I don't really want to charge this one. I want to fully discharge it, just because I don't want to damage it. But basically, to stop it, just click, stop, and it's going to stop. Really easy. It's just going to stop charging, so you can pull everything off. So yeah, I mean, I really like this thing. You know, for a beginner, it's really intuitive, super easy to use, easy interface. A lot of people call it the 4-button, but this one's just, you know, scroll wheel. The one thing too is that it does show you your temperatures, as well as your, you know, voltage, your watts, things like that while it is charging, which is really cool. Just in case you have any questionable batteries, or, you know, something's acting up. And the other screen, it does show. It takes a while to load. Once you're in it does show your ohm readout per cell as well, which is really cool because you can know, you know, basically if you're having a cell that's starting to go back, so once your ohms start to drop or if they ramp up, your battery's is on its way out. You know, really cool charger. Really excited to use it. Probably pick up a couple more of these. They do have the next step up, which is a parallel charger, so I might look into that one. I think it's one of their Pro series, which is, you know, quite a reasonable price as well. But I do like this thing. If you guys have any questions, I'll certainly try and, you know, help you out with that. But yeah, go pick one up if you're a beginner, and it's, you know, like I said, super easy to use. So, all right, guys.